This is how to operate the sound system in the gym. First, make sure the amplifier is switched off. Then, to turn on the system, come around to the back, and there should be an orange switch right here. Turn that on, and that should turn on the whole system except for the amplifier. And now that the mixer is on, then you can turn on the amplifier by clicking this switch, and the power light should come on. So, up here at the top, these two boxes control the two microphones labeled 1 and 2 on the mixer. This box right here controls the 4 microphones 3 through 6. Here is a power unit. This comes in handy on blackout day, because if you pull these out, these are lights, you pull those out, and then you push in this dial, push it in and turn it all the way clockwise, you'll have lights that will illuminate the mixer. And then just press it again to turn it off, and then push them back in. Then we have the CD player. Just the eject button, put in the CD, close the tray. It should load the disc and cue it up automatically, and then to play it, you hit play, and then it should stop automatically. And if it doesn't stop automatically, then just hit stop. The next, we have the 2 main microphones. These are the ones we'll be using for most of the pep rally. They go to 7 and 8 on the mixer. And the next, and respectively, so 1 goes to 7, and 2 goes to 8. And the same thing with the 2 microphones up here. 1 and 2 correspond to the 1 and 2 on the mixer. And the next is feedback distorter. This is to prevent feedback in the microphones. This you can just set as 1, set to 1. You don't really need to mess with that. If it's causing problems, just move it until you get the double dashes, and then that'll turn it off. And for the CD player, the output for that goes to CD1 here, and the fader you'll be using the most is CD2, which goes to this cable right here, which has a standard headphone jack to plug into a phone or a computer. And during the pep rally, you should have a piece of paper like this that will show exactly the agenda for the pep rally and the songs that you'll need to play. So the fight song, you'll have to play the fight song, and then at some stations they'll say you have a laptop, well the SDKs will have a CD, and I'd say each pep rally is a little bit different. Before the pep rally, the day before, all the spirit groups should send their music to ropeprally@gmail.com. You can get the password for that from Mr. Island, or whoever knows the password. That's where they should send the music, but if they don't, they'll probably have it on their phone and they'll come up and you can plug in through the headphone jack. So to play music, let me get an example going. So to play music, you usually want to keep the main mix set at 0, and then control all these other faders separately. So for music, normally you want to keep it around 0 for the max, that's what it's set up for. And only use the faders, don't adjust these gain knobs. Those are set specifically for the microphones and devices, just use the faders. So obviously go down to decrease the volume and go up to boost the volume. And looking at the VU meter, what you want to do to get the music sounding the best is make sure that most of the time it averages out on the 0, and it's okay if it peaks into the yellow just a little bit, but you want to keep it around the 0 to make sure it doesn't keep too loud or distort. If it goes into the yellow, it will distort. It's blue light. And if it goes into the red, then it will really distort, and you have it way too loud if it goes that high. And for the microphones, when you want to adjust these, you can kind of hear how loud or quietly the person is talking. If they're talking or yelling too loud, you want to decrease the volume. But if they're kind of soft-spoken and hard to hear, you want to boost them up so the people in the back in the stands can hear. And you don't need to adjust any of these knobs. They should all be set fine. You just want to adjust the faders here. And usually these 4 microphones for this box, we usually keep those off because they don't work as well. And I'll show you which microphones go to which box right here. You keep the microphones down here in this metal box. Open it up. And before the pep rally, you want to turn on the microphone. See, this one's out of batteries. You want to test them. Sounds out of batteries. You can't use that one. And this one, so the red light comes on. That means this one's good. And then you may want to give it a tap or 2 on the top, very gently, to make sure it's working. And you should be able to see that it comes on. And the microphones are labeled 7 and 8 for the mixer positions. And when you change the batteries, you have to unscrew the sleeve. So make sure you put the right sleeve on the right microphone so they don't get mixed up. Types of microphones we have: these solid black Audio-Technicas go to these 2 main microphone modules that we use, and then the Audio-Technicas with the gold stripe, they go to these 2 microphones up here on the top. And then these microphones with the colored bump on the bottom, they go to these 4 microphones here, and the color corresponds to which one they are. And then after the pep rally, before we put them in the case, make sure to turn off the microphone. That way the batteries won't die and it'll be ready for the next pep rally. And then close it up and put it back. And so now, to turn off the system, first, turn off the mixer, turn off the amplifier, and then give it a couple seconds to kind of discharge a bit, and then turn off the switch in the back. And so you want to do that. It's important to turn on the mixer, then the amplifier to turn it on, and then turn off the amplifier and then the mixer. Because if you get that mixed up, whenever you turn off the mixer before you turn off the amplifier, it'll make a big popping sound, and it's not very pleasant. And then when you're done with the cable, take it and just kind of loop it around one of these points here, and then take the door, make sure everything's pushed in, make sure the mixer's pushed in, and just kind of leave the faders turned up, and then close the door, and then you should be done.